bang. Okay, I don't know why, but so I decided to do something different on I Be Yapping and the mind of me. So we're trying this thing out. Using my laptop. Not a new laptop, actually kind of on the old side, but uh, until I have a need, desire, and the finances to get something different, this is what we're going with. So, as stated, we're going to try to record in more places than sitting in the car, like everybody who record videos seems to do. I don't need to be in the car to be recording myself talking. So, we're in, I call it the front room or whatever, which is my quote unquote business office because of course, I was being laid off. Prior to being laid off, I had this area um, with that's Mike Tyson knocked out. I'm not sure how well it is in the video, but that's Mike Tyson knocked out by Buster Douglas. The name of the business is Drama Free Bookkeeping. Drama Free, my mama nickname. Um, and before Buster Douglas fought Mike Tyson and knocked him out, his mom told him that he would. So, just kind of that's the way I think of the way I pursue success, especially with drama free bookkeeping. Did drama say directly you'll be X, Y, Z? No, but if I thought of this before she passed, then she would have been right there supporting me. So we're here in the front area in my business office, and actually, it probably makes sense to make this a place that I record regularly since this is my business office, even if this isn't a for-profit business. It's my creative passion and side venture. So, we're reviewing the week. Just finished watching the video. Of course, I got on my parachute suit because I just finished my biking. So, we missed, I want to say, the whole weekend. I feel like it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No, it was Friday and Saturday. I didn't miss Sunday. I remember. I didn't miss Sunday because Sunday, what's today? Today is Wednesday. Was I out of school on Monday? Yes, they was out of school on Monday, so my nephew was here. So I missed Friday and Saturday, so we still had 5 out of 7 days. I'll take that. And I just got off, so we starting this next 7 days off on the right foot. Um, Not exactly sure what happened Friday or Saturday now that I think about it, but I ain't gonna lose no sleep about it. We got 5 days in, didn't hit the gym, did get a ruck in that same Sunday. Sunday I did my cycling is or spinning as well as doing a ruck. I did a ruck with my nephew and my youngest while they was riding the bike. I did a ruck. So that was cool. So again, we got 5 out of 7 days under our belts. The past week in review. Well, today we had another snow day, so the kids was out of school. They got a 2 hour delay tomorrow. So there's that. What? Yeah, they have a delay tomorrow. What was today? Oh, spoke about the check engine light coming on the car. So it went off. It went off on its own. But by then I had already scheduled to have it go into Honda to see, what all is wrong with it. So they came back with some regular maintenance stuff, like you need to change your brake rotors. You got a while. They're not that bad yet. It did say the sway link bar, which I just changed on the Audi, which was like, all right, we got a little minute before we get to that, but we'll get to it, of course. So I don't know why somebody's fast and furious at 11 p.m., but hey, whatever. In the neighborhood, but whatever. Sway link bar that needs to be changed. They said something about oil leaking on the alternator, so I'm not sure if that's what contributed to the alternator going out in January or not. Where I'm gonna check it out. We'll look at that. Oh, like debris in the brake line reservoir or whatever. So that was the cheapest thing. It was like $180, and that was the cheapest. So I'll look that up. That's something I'm willing to try on my own. What else? And it did say the coil packs or whatever for cylinder two in the engine or whatever said there was misfiring. So wherever I gotta find out what number two is, and I'm gonna check number two on my own before I spend all that money with them. Cause if I can, like realistically, if they sell those individually, and let's say if it's six of them, and it says that they're like $300 for the pack or whatever the whole thing is, then by my math, that would be like 50 something dollars for one, and then another 11 for the spark plug. So let's say that's what, $60, $70, somewhere around there. $60, $70 to replace and repair that one, if it's just that one. It would probably make more sense to go ahead and at least do all the spark plugs if all of the coils ain't bad. But that's like cheapest route, cheapest, quickest way to resolve that one. And I say, like I said, $120, $130, somewhere around there for that individual pack, coil pack, and the all six of the spark plugs. So probably go that route first. It was that. Brakes. What else? I feel like that was it. Might have been one or two more things, but those are the biggest and most pressing ones or whatever. So now that I'm thinking about it, of everything I read, nothing was like this car's a limit. It was like, again, regular wear and tear type stuff. Um, so we're good in that regard. And the check engine light is off, and we're rolling good. So just keep stacking up, stacking up, stacking up. Credit sinking fund, and start working on the things little by little. So car is good. What else this past week? Talk about working out. Again, just a lot of the financial institutions, recruiters are reaching out right now, trying to get in contact with people about filling contracts, filling roles that they have. I'm replying to all of them, but none have turned into an offer yet. I actually have two tomorrow with two different staffing agencies. None are direct like the Wells Fargo direct was last year. So have two tomorrow. I believe I scheduled one for 10. And the other one I wanted to schedule for noon, but the recruiter asked if we could schedule it for like 1 p.m. So I have two of those to do tomorrow as well. So, excuse me, get those knocked out. When I took my car to the Honda place, left it over there. They said it would take up to 4 hours, and it was on independent. So I just went and kept myself busy, and actually made some money, man. Had I been smarter, could have at least walked away up by 4, 5, if not $600 to $700 extra. But I did. I came home with what I left out with, which was okay. The nutty part was I was so caught up and busy that one, I wasn't paying attention to time like that, and two, the guy who put my car in for the diagnostic actually called me. So he called and was like, I don't know what all he's talking about because clearly I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh, okay, my car done. I'll be able to get it fine. And somewhere in there, he said we close at 6, but we might close early. And let's say it was like 5. Let's say it was 5:30 when he called. I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, okay, whatever. So I get over there like 10 minutes after 6, and they're like, oh no, the service department's closed, and they gone home for the night. Hold up, my car in here. What are you saying, lady? And she like, yeah, your car's gonna be in here. I'm like, she's like, there's nobody that can cash you out anything. I'm like, I'm 95% certain my car right there in the back. Somebody can turn this computer on. Yeah, we're not doing that. So had to catch a lift ride home, which was cool. Caught a lift home. I can't remember her name. She had like a different name, but it's crazy. So this young lady that gave me the ride, we talking because I'm telling her I do lift and I'll probably be out right now myself. And so we rapping on the way home, and she's like, her best tip she's got. She got 200 from one guy, 400 from another, and her biggest tip was $700. I said, "Excuse me." So I forgot where she get the 200 from. She got she got the 200 from an older man that was coming from another city going to a strip club. She was his ride, so they had like a 45-minute ride from the city he was in to the strip club. And she was playing like country music, and they were talking a little bit. And he gave her, I think she asked him. Yeah, he asked. Was it him that asked, or was it somebody else? Yeah, because she hadn't got her biggest tip. She just got the biggest tip, the $700 most recently. So at the time, the biggest tip she had got was the 400. She got the 400 from, she was driving someone from like a Christmas party or a holiday party. And the guy, I guess, was like the owner or the manager. And they were talking. And he was like, here, take this. I just finished. I guess he was passing out cash, gifts to the employees. And he still had $400 bills on him at the end of the night. So here you go. You can have this. So she was riding. That's where she got the 400 from. She was riding with um the guy at the strip club, and so that's why I mixed them up because I was trying to go that way, but she had to. Whatever, I made sense of it now. So the $200 tip came because of the $400 tip. So the guy was like, "What's the biggest tip you've ever got?" And she was like, $400. He was like, "Well, I don't got 400, but here's 100." And she was like, "They got the riding." And she's playing the country music. They had, talked a little bit. She was like, "Man, this is right on time. I needed that $100 or whatever the case is." And the guy was like, she said he started crying. Whatever song, the country song that was playing, I guess it hit somewhere in the fields for him. And said my man like was back there boo-hoo crying. And she said he was a big guy, like 6'4", heavy 200, almost 300 pounds, like a offensive lineman, defensive lineman type. So he started crying, like, here's another one. Like, we need this. And so she was like, okay, I guess. So she got the 200 because of the 400. He was like, I'll be a second biggest tip. That's what he said. And then she said the last one was, who was it? She dropped off a guy. It was a 10-minute ride. He was going to one of the upper echelon hotel to the West End. I want to say he was going to the West End. He was going to the West End. He was only in the car for about 10 minutes, and he come from gambling. He had been out, yeah, he had been in Vegas gambling, and I want to say she said he said that he lost like over $20,000 while he was out there, and so he was like, "What's another seven?" and gave us $700. Y'all, self, me, him, boy, listen. The $700 tip would make my life. Like the most I've ever got was 100, and I can recall getting $100 tip on 3 different occasions. I had a millionaire couple. They had a construction company, and they heard some of the FPU and Ramsey stuff I was listening to, and just the way I talked to them, the guy was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I get a tip from him, and I heard it sound like somebody wrestling their wallet, messing with cash. So I was like, 5, 10, 20, what I mean, whatever it is, I'm appreciative of. But it was a blue face, and I'm like, man, I appreciate this. I'm gonna put it. I want to say this had to be. It had to be before I moved here. I feel like it was because I remember saying I was gonna put it towards my student loans, and I think I talked to my ex about it. So I got 100 in. I remember I got 100 from a young boy that was in college because I waited for him, but it really wasn't about him. I was too sleepy to drive anyway, so he was like, "Please don't leave me. Can you wait?" And I'm like, two birds, one stone. I'm tired anyway. He was my last ride of the night. I want to say it was at the end of a 3-ride streak with Lyft, and you had to complete all 3 rides, not take a break, not reject any to get the bonus. So I don't put in the work and get the 2 rides already. I'm not finna let this go to waste. And you talking about you gonna take a minute? I'm tired. That sounds perfect. I'll take a nap. So I took like a 45-minute nap waiting for this dude, and he came, man, I appreciate you waiting so much. Boy, this wasn't about you. If I wasn't sleepy, I was out of here. You should be thankful that I was tired. So I dropped him off. We talking on the way and everything. And again, this is a college student, so this is very unexpected because he's working at Target. No, not, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how financially, how well he has his finances together. So $100 might not be nothing for him to tip. But even if I had it, I was too frugal to tip $100 when I did have money like that when I was at his age. So we get there. He was like, "Dude, I want to give you a big tip or whatever, but I can't leave it on the app. I don't know how that works, so they'll take some. I want to give it straight to you." So he's like, "Can you give me a cash app?" I was like, "Yeah, give it to him." I pull off. Ding, $100. What? And it was a brother too, a young brother. So I'm like, "Man, I appreciate you, brother." So that was the second one. And then I know the last one, the most recent one that I got, I was dropping off a guy. He was in his mid-30s. He was about my age. This was last year. And he had been out partying, clubbing with some young ladies or whatever. I think something he knew from work, something like just from our mutual friend group and whatever. So heading to drop him off, and it had to be like 3 in the morning. It was after a regular club trip, like 3 something. And I'm tired and I'm young. I'm like, I talk to myself, as we can see, because I'm talking to myself right now, actually. So as I'm riding in or whatever, pulling up to drop him off, I yawn and I'm like, we all right. Only got, about 5 more, we good. And he was like, dude, just go home, bro. Just go home. White dude. And I'm like, nah, man, I got to get these last couple rides. I'm trying to get this bonus. I got to get it tonight. And he's like, dude, how much is the bonus? I was like, it's an extra $100. And he was like, dude, give me your Venmo. I'll give you $100, bro. Just go home. I'm like, I give him my Venmo. He's sitting in there. He boop, seeing it right there. Make sure I see it. Yeah, bro, go home. Okay. Ah, guess what I went? To finish the 5 rides. That's just an extra 100 for. I'm still gonna get my 100. So But I ain't had no 200, 400, or $700. So, like I said, that was my ride home. Then I had to ride back over there to pick my car up. So, caught a ride. Had it started yet? I didn't see any snow on the way. And then once I got my car, well, once we got to the shop, then you saw the snow, and it was like, it's coming down a little bit, but it didn't stick. I ended up behind like 2 or 3 salt trucks and de-icers or whatever. They really did their thing to make sure, like, even if we was to get it, I don't know how well that salt and de-icer work, but they put a lot of it down. So that was that. That guy, I understand why he don't get tips like that or whatever. His car had to smell to it. No, not. I ain't talking about nobody or whatever. So I worry sometimes my car got to smell to it. I hope it don't. I keep, the little OZM in there, and I think it smell like something, but car smelled like feet and food, like work boots or football cleats or soccer cleats on a long summer day of like 3 or 4 hours practicing and old food. So I was like, I'm gonna get up out of here. It was cool though. He told me about one day he put a girl out, I think on like a highway or something. Because, sir, no, like, so I got why he got kicked off. You can't do that or whatever. He said that he was foreign. I don't know where he was from, but he had an accent, like somewhere like in Europe. He had a European accent, and he looked of European descent. Um, but he said that he picked the girl up, and now the math on this didn't make no sense to me. I don't care when you was doing Uber or Lyft. He said it was a 3 hour ride to an airport, and it was gonna pay him $45. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, because I've never seen a ride that was an hour and a half to 2 hours that was less than $70. So 3 hours, and it's gonna pay you $45. I wouldn't have took that either, but we wouldn't have pulled off. Why'd you pull off when that came out? Whoa, baby girl, get out! No, we're not doing this because I know you didn't pick up from the highway. That doesn't make sense. But so that was some interesting because I was the ridee and not the driver, or the rider and not the driver or whatever. So had those. Any special Lyft rides this week? Let me see. Now I know I said that I was gonna start notating stuff to remember. I didn't this week. Whatever, don't judge me. Um, I can't remember any particularly special rides this past week. And you know what's gonna happen? The minute I finish recording this and I post it, that's when I'm gonna remember. So I'm gonna start doing what I said. But I did have it just be funny how stuff works out, man. So of course I got a washer and dryer in this house, but I also have a king size bed, and with king size bed come king size comforters, and I had a good little bit of them. So instead of, you know, use one, wash one, use one, wash one, I'd use one, use two, use three, use four. And then I had like 6 or 7 of them stacked up. Yeah, no, I'm not finna sit here and be washing comforters all day. So I went to a laundromat. So there's a laundromat right up the street from my house by the Chipotle. So I was like, no, I just run right there, whatever. But it does seem to be, and as well as on a Sunday. So laundromats, in my experience, are very busy on the weekend. I guess everybody decided to watch on the weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday. So I'm like, I'm gonna go up here, but if it's too busy, then I'll go to another one. And I'm on the way to get lunch for myself and grab my nephew. So I'm like, if I can put the clothes in, let them wash, go get me something to eat, come back, put them in the dryer. They usually take longer to dry. By the time I run to get my nephew, the clothes should be dry or about dry. Or if they need to dry like longer, over like an hour and a half or something like that, then, or the linen, then I can run and drop him off and then come back. So I'm like, cool, I got this planned out. So, like I said, I went to the one by the Chipotle, ran up there, go in. They only got one big washer anyway. And of course, somebody always has it, because if you're going to the laundromat, you probably are washing a lot of stuff. So the big one, somebody pulling that stuff out. Somebody already waiting to load up. So I'm like, I ain't feeling this. And then the medium was that they had, no, it's just not enough. So I was like, I'll go somewhere else. So I remember there's another one. So the restaurant I was going to was near the college. So I could take one street, this one like main road or whatever, and it'll drive me past this laundromat. And the restaurant that I want to go get my food from is actually on this street. So it's like, that's perfect. I can run straight there, get my food, either sit and eat it or grab it, come back, boom, smooth, whatever. So I walk in, And I've never been in this place. I've been over here hundreds of times, whether it be picking people up, dropping people off, um, going to just get stuff from the food line or Family Dollar. I think we had pizza from there. Matter of fact, the week of the Super Bowl, I got pizza, Papa John's from over there. So I'm always around this place, but I've never been in this laundromat. So I stop off in here, and there's an older sister, an auntie in there. As soon as I walk in, she walk in and she speak like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking to see, if I'm a wash or whatever." And she's like, "Okay." Um, Using cash or card. I was like, "I have a card." She was like, "Use card, cash, or cash app. We take, multiple forms of payment." So I'm like, "Oh wait." Like she walked out of the office, but I'm like, not really paying attention to, do she work here or not or whatever. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, you work here?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So I look, I check. They got two large, like big washers, but one of them broke. The other one was open. They got, I want to say it was four medium washers, and then the rest was like smaller. So all four of the mediums were available. One of the large was out of order, and one of the large was working. So it was like smooth, this perfect or whatever. This is more than enough. I know I can get them all in here. Cool. So I come in, and they even have on there like, don't fill past a certain line because your clothes won't wash properly. That's cool. These linen, whatever, as long as they get some water on them and some laundry detergent, I'm good. So I come in, I start loading, and I'm about to leave. When I get there, I want to say it's probably, let's say if it ain't 2 o'clock. I'm gonna say, let's say it's 1:30, 1:45, somewhere around there. So I get everything loaded up, put on my laundry detergent in, pay for it, boom, and I'm finna go. So she was like, "Don't go too far or whatever. This won't take that long." Now I want to say it said like maybe 20, 25 minutes on the wash. Like it didn't take long at all. So I was like, "I'm gonna run to grab me some food and I'll come right back." And she was like, "Well, don't run too far or whatever because these wash fast." I'm like, "All right." So I go get in the car and I was watching the Pivot podcast with RC and Shannon and them, and they were interviewing James Harrison, Debo, big beastie dude. And Ocho Cinco talk about fighting him. I seen that. Ocho, you got heart of a lion, but the brains of a 10 man. Boy, you about dumb as it get. What in the world? I'm not fighting that monster. Size ain't everything, but some people he'll kill him. I'm not fighting James Harrison unless it's for an obscene amount of money to include my medical bills because I don't have insurance right now. We ain't gonna talk about that later. So anyway, I'm sitting there watching that podcast, and it has like 25 minutes left on it. And then she said, "This is gonna take 20 minutes." Took me like 2 or 3 minutes to walk back to the car. So I'm finna pull off, and then I'm like, "Bro, it makes more sense to stay here because, like I said, I'm like, it'll clearly it's not gonna take long to wash. That's 20 minutes. It'll probably take longer to dry because it's bigger stuff, it's more stuff, and I'm not finna put out living in a separate dryer and pay that difference. So I probably just pay extra and load them all up. Cool, whatever." So I just sit out there, let the podcast finish, boop boop boop, chilling. So then I walk back in, I throw everything in the dryer, and I'm finna go get my food. So I'm like, "All right, I'll be back. These should take, maybe like an hour." And as I'm loading them, she like, no, she see how much stuff I got. She's like, "No, no, no." She's like, "I know that you probably ain't trying to do this," but she was like, "I know my dryers and they dry hot." But she was like, she had four of them set out. She was like, "No, break it down and use." I want to say, I don't think I used 8. I think I used 6. I think I used 6 instead. She was like, "Use them 2 extra ones as well." Yeah, it was 2 through, let me see if I had 4 through 8. It was 2 through 8. So she like, use them first 2 as well. So she was like, "Yeah, put less in there. I'll tell you how much." One of them that I had was like kind of weighty, got a little thickness to it or whatever, but it's like, it looks thin. Like, it's hard to describe or whatever. Almost like the texture of like a dishcloth. It looked like that. That's what it put me in the mind of. So I have had like weighted blanket. I just threw a weighted blanket away like, I think 2 or 3 months ago, like at the end of last year, because the little bead stuff was coming out of it. But this don't have no beads in nothing. It's thick, but it's heavy, but it don't look as thick as it is. If that makes sense. So she was like, "Yeah, no, that's thick, ain't it?" She was like, "Let me see." So she was like, "Put that over here separate with this other one so it'll dry." I'm like, this lady really know what she doing. So we finished all it up, and I want to say Miss Maria is from Patterson, New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. Uh, so we loading everything up, and I'm like, "All right, I'll be back." It's probably take like at least 45 minutes. I'm gonna get my food and come back. She was like, "No, but don't go nowhere." She was like, I'm trying to get out of here. We close at 1. It's 2 something when she said it. I'm like, Miss Maria, hold on. I said, I can go dry this somewhere else. My biggest thing was that you have the washers. I was like, I'm not trying to hold you up. You closed at 1. That was over an hour and a half ago. She was like, it's okay. You was already in here. I'll let you finish. That's fine. Plus, I'm already waiting for somebody to come pick up their clothes. And the young lady that had walked in, she had her stuff still there. So she was like, I'm gonna have to wait either way. So it's fine. You good. Just, go ahead and dry your stuff. And I'm like, oh, nah, I feel bad. So it's funny, man, how the blessings come. And, this is what I like about this, being able to like document. Because again, I plan on keeping in contact, and I'll get to why I plan on keeping in contact with her moving forward. One, just great energy, great spirit. Uh, I want to say her daughter is around my age, if not a little bit older. So she old enough to be my mom. So just being around those people that have that, like feeling the comfort, concern, and care, like that maternal instinct or whatever. No, I'm not her child. She didn't adopt me. It wasn't none of that. But just this is a loving, nurturing woman. And so I always love being around that energy since, the woman that provided it for me my entire life has been gone for a few years now. And again, when I look back, I remember, man, if our paths being intertwined has ended by the time I look back, it'll still be nice to look back. I remember Miss Maria, man, yeah, she helped me with this, that, and the third, and I was stopping up there at the laundromat. Great lady. So, like I say, we're in here, we get to talking. And as we can see, I like to talk and yap. So, talk about my whole, history, how I ended up here, pretty much everything that related to how I ended up at her laundromat and telling her, like, I've been over here hundreds of times, literally, just in the last 5 years. Been over here hundreds of times. I've used, I've picked up food, I picked up desserts from every restaurant over there. I've been in that food line a bunch of times. I've been in this Family Dollar a handful of times. Just never stepped foot. Even the barbershop over there, Top went over there like twice. Never stepped foot in this laundromat. And I'm like, I'm glad I did, and was telling about, at the apartment that I lived in for the last almost 3 years, they had a laundry room, and we just lived a little further away. So there was a laundromat right there by the neighborhood, so we went there. Um, and then when I moved over here, I went to the other laundromat that's probably a little closer than hers is, but going in there, and she had actually got interviewed by a lady that is a podcaster. I want to say it's PH Balance Podcast. She's on there. If anybody ever see this and want to go see who Miss Maria is. Um, but yeah, like just really good energy. Her place is clean. She got plants in there, and so like I love plants or whatever. And I guess I add that to this channel one day or whatever. Just me buying plants or treating my plants when I'm doing right. That's how I know if I'm in a good place mentally or not. If I'm taking care of my plants. So yeah, I mean I guess you said my guana too, rooster. But so in there rapping, I'm telling her everything. And, so then we get on the business aspects of things, and I'm asking how they got started. She was like, I've been a serial entrepreneur for the last 30 something years, about as long as I've been alive. And I'm like, how that happened? She was like, I ain't have enough money one day. So started with yard sales, cleaning, and just been to a bunch of different businesses. So the reason, not the reason, but I'm definitely going to go and get in contact with her because I was telling her a few of the business ideas that I spoke on and the businesses I like to start this year. And she was like, definitely come back, she quoted me. I don't know if it's because she did this, a while ago or what, but the prices as far as getting all the paperwork and everything off the ground was way cheaper than what the other people in my world have said. So I'm like, hold on now. So, tomorrow's Thursday, or yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. So I'm not sure if I go tomorrow or Friday this week. I mean, she's up there 7 days a week, and I'm actually gonna extend my hand to help or whatever as well if I can. That can help both of us. So, yeah, really nice lady though, man. It was really nice running into her, talking to her, just getting that business knowledge, talking about plants and just relating to somebody and getting that guidance. Again, people are placed, not all the time, but certain people are placed in your path for a reason. And I feel like Miss Maria is somebody that I'd be talking to and learning a lot from moving forward. So that was really cool, man, talking to her. What else? Anything else? Trying to see if anything else stands out. Cover the car, cover the working out. It's been the same. Again, no offers, but we've been getting. Yeah, I talked about that. The what you call it, I got two of them tomorrow. Mm. So I guess I'll wait a minute. Anything else? His birthday was last week. Love that. D-Day was cool. That was part of the reason that, yeah, sort of, kind of. I mean, I was here, so I still could. But Valentine's Day was last week, and Mike and his lady went on a little movie date. So, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. So I went and I tried Sweet Greens last week, which is like it's not vegetarian or vegan because they got food like meat. So, but it's like a healthier restaurant. Did a couple guys. I want to say up in like either New York or PA, somewhere in the Northeast. I feel like started or California, and it spread like all across the country. They have a lot of them now, and so it was like similar to the Chipotle Sofritas bowl that I get from um, Chipotle. Say Chipotle Sofritas. The Sofritas bowl I get from Chipotle, but not exactly. It's a little different. Um, Super fresh. Would I spend $14 on it? I won't say I won't, but like that's something. If I want something high quality, and let's say it's like I'm not really hungry, I won't be mad if I spend $14 on it because I know I'll eat it all. Like it's good, and that's something that I spoke on the last video. I plan on recording for future reference, just to look back more food content videos for myself to look back at. So that's a place like they have a bunch of different items on there. You can mix and match. So they have tofu, and they have roasted mushrooms, and they use sweet potatoes, which all are things that can be substituted for like us non-meat eaters. And I had all three of them in the same dish that I had. I want to say, I think it was a mushroom dish. Shurumami. I think it said shurumami. That was the name of it. I tried that, added the tofu as well as the roasted sweet potatoes, and it was pretty good. Like I say, it's not heavy, so it's not somewhere I would go. Like let's say after a gym session or somewhere where it's like, yo, I'm starving because I probably need two of those bowls. But if I already had eight and I wasn't crazy hungry, but was craving something good or something light, I would definitely go there. So definitely planning on revisiting and trying some of their food. They had an organic lemonade. It said honey, lemon, and water. I think they put this much honey in there. That was straight lemon water. So and it was like $4. So now the $8, the food, cool. This drink, I want a refund. I didn't say that. I did finish it, but you ain't got to worry about me buying that again unless I got sugar or honey to put in myself. And if I'm gonna do that, I might as well make my own lemonade. So that was cool. Uh, had that. Oh, I did have something that was pretty cool. It was actually Valentine's Day, and that Saturday. Oh, I be all over the place. Whatever. So I was saying that because I went there while Mike and his lady went to the movies. Then picked them up from the movies after I ate, and of course they wanted to hang out. So hang out by yourself. I ain't going. I don't go nowhere if they here. I'm always here. Uh, and I could have biked, but I didn't. So that's why I said I could have biked on Friday. I just didn't prioritize it. And I was like, well, Friday be my little day off or whatever. Again, I don't remember what happened Saturday. I wish I did, but I do not know uh, why I didn't bike on Saturday. Yeah, because it was just Friday and Saturday. I did on Sunday, I remember. So I don't know what happened Saturday, I don't remember. But I mean Saturday too. So why did I say all that? Talking about V-Day. Oh yeah, so then I was talking about the group. So I picked up a group, right? Lady name, I don't know last name. So and again, anybody gonna see this but me. So I remember her name was Carla. Very curvy lady. Um, light skin, like she might be like Puerto Rican or might have Spanish too. So the thing that stood out was, of course, like on lift, it's like a headshot. Some people say, fool, whatever, but no, hers was like a headshot. You just said head or whatever. And she got on glasses. Looked like she might be nerdy or like quiet. I'll say quiet and reserved. That lady ain't quiet or reserved. She actually, she's the life of the party. So I pick her up. It's an XL ride, and it's her in a group. I think it's like three dudes and her and another lady. So it wasn't four dudes. Somebody was in the front seat. So that means it was five in the back. Yeah, it was five in the back, not six, I want to say. It was at least six of them. So her and another lady and at least four dudes, we'll say. Pick them up Friday, they go, we have a good time. I mean, they have a good time. They live and you just still riding away because I picked them up from like a club or a bar or something. So they own it. She talking about how tipsy she is and she gonna be struggling tomorrow at work and stuff like that. Cool. So Carla with the K isn't a hard name to remember. And again, it got a picture on it. Saturday comes. I'm back out here. Guess who I get again? Carla with the K and with another XL ride. So it was funny. We pull up. I pull up. And that night they were right downtown by all the like bars and stuff or whatever. So one of the dudes, the dude that I had rap with a little bit last night out there, when I was dropping him off, I think he was the one that was in the front tonight, that night too. He, hey, yo, E, what's up? Bring you back. And I'm like, yo, what's good? So he hop in. Hey, he the GOAT. He the greatest. And so, again, Carla was super wasted Friday. So she was like, y'all know him? And I'm like, you know me too. I dropped y'all off last night. You was talking about how you was too tipsy to work. I don't remember none of last night. I know you don't. So, but the group was like, yeah, that's Bert from last night. Whatever. So that was cool. Like that was the coolest ride, or one that stands out the most, or whatever. Just because I got them 2 nights back to back, and they was on one both nights. So that was pretty cool, or whatever. But no crazy in depth conver. I'm lying. I did drop off a lady, older lady. Can't remember her name. This lady had been through it. I missed one. Like, she might have been January. This older lady. Now, she was crazy, admittedly crazy, and it ran in her family or whatever, and her kids. But I wish I had remembered that one. I want to say, no, because I've been doing this since January. I go back and look, but I don't feel like I talked about her. I don't know if I was including her. I think I was just talking about, like, jobs and job prospects then. But I wish I had included her as well. And man, just thinking, I think I'm at like 5,000 rides with Lyft alone. I mean, and that was going back, what, 2019, so just over 6 years. Well, it's about 6 years. I think I started, I didn't have, I hadn't moved back to Charlotte yet. I hadn't moved back home. So until March. And I didn't get my Chevy Cruze until May. So I started doing Uber first. So let's say I started doing Lyft in like June or July, somewhere around there. I don't know. But anyway, um, that would have been really dope, man, to be documenting my experience and the strange rides and good rides over these years. This is what I'm saying. Like, just life in general is cool to document and be able to look back at, like, you just hit random or boom, all right, I'm going to go to week 24 or 26, halfway through the year in 2013. Man, yeah. But 2013 that was a college graduation year. So I've been talking about, being a college graduate, looking for jobs then. But it would have been cool. I can't go back, and we only looking forward. So we will continue to record, and again, feel good about that, man. Because this is week 7, so what is it, like that 19th, 20th, or something like that? Man, it's almost a March, and I ain't missed a week yet. I don't think I've had a resolution or whatever that I stuck to this long. So I like this though. I like to talk. So guess we'll finish it off with, got some news back. I want to say it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. The position that I was talking about interviewing for and waiting to hear back from the company I got laid out from, they let me know that the position has been placed on hold. So at one point I was really like big on like LinkedIn and posting and stuff like that. But I think with these mass layoffs and seeing people that, for me, I'm at what, 2.5, almost 3 months now. There's a week at like December the 4th. So yeah, like right at 2.5 weeks as of today, actually, within the next hour. Um, but like I said, looking and seeing people's like, man, I've been out of work. Some people 6 months, some people a year, some people it's been 2 years. Now I'm like, are y'all saying y'all ain't worked a job in no shape, form, or fashion in 6 months, a year, 2 years? Or are you saying you haven't worked in your field? Because that's two different things. That's a reality that I had to face. Definitely still want to get into the financial service, and I have a career path, but I still got bills coming in, and I also don't want to. I appreciate Uber and Lyft, but I'm not trying to run my car into the ground. I've only had the car for about 3 months, and in that 3 months, I put like 12 or 13,000 miles on. No, we're not finna do that. Like, I know Hondas can go for a while, and you know, you take care of you, but taking care of also include not running into the ground. So I'm not trying to do that. Like, the car had 125,000 miles on it when I got it, and it was 9 years old. So that's about what, like 11,000? No, 13, because it wasn't quite 10 yet. So maybe 13,500 mile burn rate or something like that a year. That ain't bad. I put that on in 3 months. No, I'm not finna be the person that kills this car. So, um, but yeah, again, they put the position on hold. Nothing we can do about it. You know, keep applying other places. I do have uh, a session scheduled with NC Works where I go in. Well, one that they schedule, like you have to come in. This is mandatory, but I also plan on or want to stop by there tomorrow or Friday or one day next week. I want to get in there, and if I can make some progress prior to that information session sitting down, that would be great. So we're looking for other jobs, but what I was getting at, like, a career path is one thing, but can't be no fool either. And if something comes available, like, it's like, all right, at least if I'm not gonna be doing something heading down the career path that I want to be, let me try to make as much money as possible. If I'm gonna be doing something that I'm either okay with or not crazy about, let me at least get a bag off of it, save it, invest it, put some of it up. And again, some of that goes back to that conversation with Miss Maria about making sure that I'm following through and, you know, saving up, because you gotta have savings if you're gonna start businesses, especially if you're gonna dive in with it. But not even that, just again, I know the comfort that I get from having a nice nest egg to the side, just in case money, you know. And speaking of, that's something that was surprising. So it was it before? When did I do this? No, it was after, because I was home when I did this last week. So I'm a taxes. Usually, you know, a couple kids, I can't get a little bag back. Whoo, let my tax lady tell it. I made a significant difference in money last year. Let's just say, the government want their cut. We'll put it that way. So I was like, what did you say to me? Who oh what? Stop it. So, but it also, you know, put in perspective how much progress I made last year and how much further along I should be. So, you know, we're trying to figure it all out and balance it out or whatever. But that's the update. No job prospects right now, because the one that was the most promising and that you're moving forward, you know, in the interview process with, yeah, we ain't doing that. We'll wait on this one. So I don't know. Back to the drawing board, keep networking. I reached out to a couple people I hadn't reached out to, or, you know, I don't know if you would call it pride or ego. I don't like to feel like I'm using people. Like, we don't communicate on a regular, and then typically when I hit you up, it got something to do with working, or hey, can you find a job? That makes me feel bad. So, but I even bit that bullet, put my pride to the side, and hey, man, I'm not desperate, but it doesn't help to have resources and not use them. So, hey, if you have any information you can provide, any connections, networks, any direct, you know, you can help me find my way, I'd appreciate it. So, you know, I bit the bullet and reached out to some people that I hadn't in a while, and, you know, hopefully, like I say at the end of every video, next week we got better news, and we either in the interview process, or we have it would be better to have an offer in hand, you know. Or, hey, man, I started crazy. I recorded this on Wednesday. Thursday, I got an interview. Friday, I got an offer. I started on Monday. That would be dope. Is that ideal? Or, you know, I ain't gonna say realistic. Is it ideal? I don't think so, but I'm trying to speak it into existence. So, other than that, man, we're looking at, you know, if not math, money, and numbers, then some secondary skills and things that I do find joy in or know that I'm good at. Those would, you know, be ideal places to apply. And then after that, again, it's just, hey, man, what paid the most money? What paid the most money? Of course, if I can get something remote, that would be great. Easier to, you know, puzzle and piece around life and just better work-life balance. Hybrid is fine. You know, if I got to go into the office or be going in every day, at this point, is what it is. I'll be there. Will I be the happiest about it? Absolutely not. but I'll be there and I give you 110%. So we're working on it, man. Life ain't bad, you know. Again, I always keep in perspective, like I always say, I done rode past plenty of people, even on these days where they, it's snowing and stuff like that. People standing out there with signs, trying to collect money to get either something to eat, some toiletries, um, or money to come up with somewhere to go sleep that night. You know what I mean? I'm in a decent house, got a decent car, and life is pretty decent right now. So I could be a lot worse off than I am, man, and I'm gonna forever be grateful of the things that I have that others don't. So I ain't taking that for granted, man. Like I said, it's just a little job troubles right now, but I just made breakfast for dinner, yeah, upside down dinner, whatever you call it, tonight, and that was by choice. Some people gonna not eat tonight, and some people are eating something that they don't want or don't like. I went in there and made something that I like, and here in the next few days somewhere I'll have two different restaurants that I like, for lunch or dinner, from the money I made. So just gotta be appreciative, man. And I am, and again, the beauty and fun part of this is that come the end of 2025, when we look up and we're looking, or when it's around Thanksgiving or Christmas time or whatever at the end of this year, I'll be able to look back. And again, come December the 4th, I'll be sitting there and I'll go back and look at that video, like, man, I was lost. I was lost in that moment. But look at how 2025 played out. Like, we're good, And again, if our goals is playing, I'll be better off than I was the week of Thanksgiving and a few weeks before that. We had car trouble all year. The Audi was it. 2024 was the year of the Audi and the year of car trouble because I had it. But again, gotta hopefully knock on some real wood. Much more reliable vehicle that so 2025 won't be the year of car troubles. Um, and hopefully we make more money than we made last year. We got the money to the side to pay the government if they got to get their cut, and it's just gonna be a better year, man. I'm still eager and excited to see how the rest of the year plays out. It's just a matter of when, Again, the big thing that goes through my head most days, I listen to something dealing with finances in some shape, form, or fashion. So, the more financial resources we have and the more money we have coming in, the more at peace and less anxious I am. So we got goals, but I know life ain't all money, and I gotta live it whether I got it or got enough or whether I don't. So the goal is, of course, to get more. So again, man, we gonna keep working, keep grinding, keep applying, but you can't just keep, because if you keep doing the same things and keep getting the same results, that's the definition of insanity. And although I'm insane, I ain't that insane. So that's the whole thing. We're going to NC Works. I'm start going to career fairs and just doing a lot more networking, man. I'm really seeing that we can make some changes to our uh, career and financial situation that we're in. So we had about 50 minutes, which for real, again, I be happy. I could just talk. I don't know why, but I can't. Because when I was about, I say, between that 15 and 20 minute mark, I thought I was finna be done. And it never fails. I find another 20 something, 30 minutes to talk about something. So that's where we at. I love you, my boy, and I'll holler at you next week.